Why don't we just start? And what's your name?
Okay, my name is Dahlia Handelman.
And you're American. I love it so much.
Yes, I'm from the Washington, D.C. area. So I recently graduated from the University of Delaware.
Right.
And I got to Krakow about a month ago. And basically I'm here through it's through an organization called the Joint Distribution Committee, but a fellowship called the Jewish Service Corps Fellowship.
Right.
And they have placements all around the world, and I was very, very luckily placed in Krakow. So basically the Jewish Community Center here, generally what we do is helping revive the Jewish community here in Poland. However, when the war broke out, we completely mobilized in helping the refugees. So like the war broke out on a Thursday, and we saw our first refugee on that Sunday. So
That Sunday.
That Sunday, yeah. So we completely mobilized in helping in every single way we can. So as you can see behind me, one of our primary methods of helping is our distribution centers. When the war broke out, there's a lot of people helping the Jewish refugees. But something that we thought is it's very inherently Jewish to help them even if they're not Jewish, because as Jews, we've often been, historically speaking, in the refugee position. And we just thought it would be completely unacceptable for us to turn our backs on them just because they weren't Jewish. So yeah, so most of the people you see outside and you see every day are not Jewish.
Can you show me some of it?
Yeah, we can go on it. And so basically the distribution center kind of works like, you could say a grocery store. Basically refugees are allowed to come once a week, like per family.
Right.
They have to show their passports and just a stamp saying like that they didn't leave before February 24th. So they can take like 10 to 15 items when they come, and as I said, they can come once a week. We're going into the winter months,
right?
And especially with everything happening in the war, there's serious power outages and like heating issues and stuff.
Yeah, they targeted that.
Yeah,
purposely.
Horrible.
Yeah, they're horrible. I don't even.
So and we're also feeling that effect though all throughout Europe and especially in Poland with like the price of heating and gas and all of that kind of stuff. So basically, we get donations. And a bunch of money that we get.
Like, where did these come from all over the world, or mostly Poland?
Sometimes we've gotten like people who come and donate a bunch of clothes. Has an infant or different parameters.
Right.
You can get different kinds of things.
And let's go back here. I can take a look. Excuse me. And then here is another place with a.
This is kind of like our backside with some of this is like an example of what a delivery would look like.
Right.
A shipment of deliveries. So we get this a few times a week. We actually bring it up. I believe they're upstairs today. And basically from
What would you mean upstairs?
Our international volunteers are upstairs sorting through. They get like these kinds of deliveries.
So
and they do exactly what she's doing actually right here. They ration it out so we can make the most of what we get and we can serve the most people. I mean, we see about like 400 to 500 refugees coming through every day. Normally the head of our Ukraine team is sitting here, Nastia, who's actually, we've hired her, but she's a Ukrainian refugee herself. She escaped the war with her daughter, and she actually tried to get out with her husband, who was not able to get out. But she's phenomenal, amazing, and she now, though, is employed by the JCC. So we converted like an old hotel that's like about 45 minutes away to official refugee housing.
Oh, how many?
So there's 70 people, yeah, and which it's like very, very amazing there. They kind of run like they cook their own meals every day, and again, completely funded through the donations and the donors, the very generous donors that we get. But they run like their own kitchen and stuff like that.
So when kids come here and say someone's sick or they need, like flu shots and stuff like that, how does that work?
We have like a complete as I had mentioned earlier, we, when the war first broke out, we actually almost doubled in staff in hiring a full-on Ukraine team. Like their sole purpose is helping with this situation and figuring out what we can do. So there's in so many ways we help through them. For example, like I've talked about like the distribution center and the housing accommodations, but we do like countless other programs, one of which medical help, helping even just find the right doctor. It's very circumstantial, so it's hard to explain. Like something that we do here that I think is extremely important is we're very, very mindful of the needs and like what the refugees actually want and would actually be impactful and everything. For example, at first, we wanted to offer English lessons, and a lot of the refugees weren't overly into it because they wanted to go back. They saw it as very temporary. More recently, in the past few months, we have started English classes because they have wanted to, and I think and it's due to the fact that there has potentially been more of an understanding that this isn't very temporary, like they need to figure out some skill, like things like that. So we're, with every project that we do, we are extremely mindful of what actually would be impactful and what they want, what they would be responsive to. For example, we also have like a psychotherapist that does phenomenal work.
I would imagine.
She's a Ukrainian refugee herself though, and so we've gotten like a few people from the States who are like, I'm, a therapist, and it's like, there's a lot of things to consider. There's a cultural difference. A lot of the, we talk about mental health a lot in the States. Ukraine, like, they do not talk about mental health. So even, it's just in terms of like traditional values, it's different. It's culturally very different. But we're doing a lot of other programs. Like, one notable one is we have like a mother and child safe space because, again, most of the refugees that we're seeing are mothers and children, or women and children. Refugees and Ukrainians we now give lectures sometimes in Ukraine. We also are helping in so many other ways to make them feel, I think community is like really powerful, and to make them feel supported. And they have a community here. We're here for them, helping. Everything is so emotional and so surreal, but it's so real life here that you kind of just go on to the next thing. Like, I almost don't even have time to completely process, one thing to the next, because we're dealing with real conflicts, like on the forefront. And a lot of people are just forgetting that the war exists and that it's going on. When you say, how does this feel? Something that was very surreal for me is every day I walk to work and I see these people standing in line. And especially being from America, I feel like you hear about these wars and these different conflicts. These could be anybody. These could be my family, my friend's home, like anybody I grew up with. These people had, goals and dreams, and they were living completely normal lives. And then in the span of, every single day is what you see, and every single day it's changing, and especially again going into the winter, it's getting worse. There's new challenges every single day, and we're doing the best we can and helping in every way we can and implementing new ideas when they come to us and all that kind of stuff. But we genuinely, and I feel like this sounds like a line, or genuinely could not do it without the donations from, and also I want to say 95%, something probably above 95%, but in that range of our donations are all Americans, come from America. So
you're doing amazing stuff.
Thank you.
It's easy to talk. Action is what it's all about, and you're here doing it. And I'm just blessed to meet you.
Thank you. I'm very blessed, and I hope this gets the word out, because it honestly can be so impactful. We're such a small organization, small but mighty, which is a great symbolism for Jews in general, small but mighty. But we really it can go such a long way, just people sharing this story. Even if, how we said anybody can help, even if you don't have the capacity yourself to, let's say, write a check and donate or something, or come to Krakow, whatever, totally fine. Even just sharing, this story to your friends and family and getting the word out can genuinely go an extremely long way.